Okay, so the first thing you have to do your midterm project is find the right music to do it with. So, no. Nah. Lord, no. Oh yeah, this works. Okay, let's go. On the assignment page, go to the first sentence that indicates where the project website is, and this will show up. You'll need to download the budget. I just downloaded it in XLS, and it will save to somewhere on your computer. Back on our website, open up the call sheet, and let's look at the first day. See what scenes we're shooting. We're shooting 1 and 2. So now that we know we're recording scenes 1 and 2 on day 1, we can use your breakdown sheets to find out what we need for day 1. Bring out the breakdown sheet you did for scene 1. And let's look at cast. The only cast you need for scene 1 is Somerset. Open your budget. First, obviously, you put in your name and your section number. And for now, we're going to ignore crew position and equipment. We will get to that later, but let's continue to do cast. So scroll on down to cast. And let me make this just a little bit bigger. There we go. You'll see we have cast, how many days, how much per day, and how much total. So let's let's see what we need, review that. Okay, we need Somerset for scene 1, which we are shooting on day 1. So we have to find out how much each actor costs. Let's put in Somerset. We know we need it for at least 1 day, but we gotta look up how much per day. Look it up. Morgan Freeman works for the cheap amount of $800 a day. Put that in, it updates for you. That's great. Who else do we need for scene 1? No one. But we do need someone for scene 2, don't we? I don't know. Let's look it up. We're just confirming we're shooting scene 2 on day 1. So now we go to our breakdown sheet for scene 2. And aha, we need Somerset again. So, but he's already there that day, but we also need the real estate agent guy. So let's put him in. Real estate agent. We know we need him for 1 day. And he too is speaking cast, so he's $800 a day. Now notice I am not putting another day down in front of Somerset. Why? Because we're shooting scenes 1 and 2 on the same day. Therefore, I only need to pay him for that day for both scenes. And as far as cast goes, that's it for day 1. It's just those 2. So let's look at the rest of the days, starting with day 2. Now, we're shooting a lot more on day 2. We're shooting 3, 4, 14, 6, and 7. So we have to look just for that day for all those scenes. We have to figure out the cast. So let's go. Back to your breakdown sheets. Let's move to scene 3, which is breakdown sheet 3. Who do we need for cast? What do you know? Just Somerset. Let's go back to our budget. We now need him for day 2 because we're shooting scene 3 there. So we update how many days, and the total automatically updates. So let's see, but we also need a few passengers. I put that under silent extras. Let's go down there, silent extras, type in passengers, passenger 1, passenger 2. Why not just a few passengers? Because actors aren't hired by the swarm unless they're atmosphere. So let's go find out how much does a silent extra cost. They are the bargain price of $150 a day. So let's go back to our budget. We need $150 for at least 3 passengers. If you want to put down 18 silent passengers, go for it. I don't care. I'm doing the least work. Now let's find out what else we need. We're shooting scene 4 that day. It's back to our breakdown sheet. Go to scene 4. We have Somerset, who we already paid for that day. But we also have our first instance of atmosphere, a full train of people. And unlike other humans, we pay for atmosphere by the swarm. This is not the way it works in real life. I just want you to know that. But for our intents and purposes, we're going to pay for atmosphere by the swarm. Also, please do not tell people that I refer to other human beings as the swarm. So back to our budget we go. We are not putting down cast. we're not putting down silent extras. We are scrolling down and putting them under atmosphere. So, a full train. How many days do we need them? 1. Let's go to actors. Aha, $1,150 per day for the whole crowd, not per person. So, back to our budget. Type in $1,150, hit enter, voila. So see how we have just done scenes 1, 2, and 3, all of the actors, but we are not doing it by the scene, we're doing it by the day. So for instance, if I were to continue with day 2, I would go in, see we have scene 14, and then go to breakdown sheet 14 and see what we need for that, which is Somerset, what we already have him, but oh, we need Brad Pitt as Detective David Mills. And then we just do that for each scene, figuring out what we need. Once we're done with cast, we would go on and do props or whatever, and so on and so forth. But I'm going to show you how to do locations. So remember day 1, we were doing scene 1. So if we look at our breakdown sheet for scene 1, you'll notice that we need the interior of the old house. And we need it for 1 day because we shoot there in scene 1 only once. And in scene 2, which we shoot on day 1, we need the exterior of the old house. Gotta pay for them both. Let's go look up our locations. There we go. Locations, old house interior is $2,500. It's a set. Not that that matters, I'm just saying. So, $2,500, boom. How much is the exterior of the whole house? I know for a fact that was also $2,500. So, I just did the locations for all of day 1. And now I just do the same thing that we did with actors, only for locations. So day 2, we start with scene 3, which is the train interior, Amtrak interior. I know I need that for at least day number 2, so 1 day, and it was $4,000, voila. And then I would go to scene 4, which is the next thing we shoot on day 2. See what I'm doing here, folks? And I just keep repeating that. However, it is different when we come to crew and equipment, because no matter what scene we're shooting, we probably need a crew and we probably need equipment. Let's go to our website, click on crew. We have got director, cinematographer, AD, AC, operator, gaffer, electric, key grip, sound recordist, production designer, stunt coordinator if needed, makeup artist if needed, and wardrobe, which is currently missing but will be on here soon if needed. Yes, I know in the real world they're always needed. So I'm just going to move that there to make it easier to reference, and I'm going to type these guys all in along with how much they are getting for the day, and under how many days I'm going to put 1 because we know we're on day 1. Yeah, you can just put in 6 for the main crew. If you don't need a stunt coordinator all 6 days, don't have a stunt coordinator. Yeah, so you may have noticed I'm entering the day rate for each crew member under the wrong column. See, I'm putting it under how much is the total. It should be under how much is it per day. See, I put it under how much per day, and I update how many days I need them, and then the total column should update for me. But, like an idiot, I'm putting it under how much is the total. The thing is, I don't feel like going back, re-recording the screen and editing it in, so I'm just putting this voiceover. But do as I say, not as I did. Got it? Good. Okay, back to the video. Now I am putting wardrobe down for day 1 because we have a wardrobe call in scenes 1 and 2, which we're shooting on day 1. So that's how you handle crew. Now, let's move on to equipment. Equipment's easy. I've narrowed it down to camera equipment, sound equipment, and lighting equipment. And I can tell you right now, we need it for all 6 days of this shoot. So let's look up on our website, go to equipment, and here are, again, the totally made up prices per day. So we know we need them on at least 1 day. I'm just putting down the prices, and that's going to add up. Yes, we're going to need these for all 6 days. But I want you to see something important. See how it's totaling up? Each department totals up. So crew, equipment, cast, extras, atmosphere, the whole shebang. And down the bottom, that red is a subtotal. The contingency we talked about in class, and that's in blue. It's a percentage of the budget that we know we're going to need for unanticipated costs. And at the very bottom in black is the budget total. All the math is done for you because I'm a nice person like that. Now you're just going to do the same thing for every category in the budget and for all 6 days of the shoot. I know this seems tedious, but I want you guys to actually think about the script and visualize it. If there's a body bag coming out of the building, it doesn't float like a magic carpet. People have to carry it, and that means 2 extras, and that means more money that day. I want you to visualize and think about the logistics, keeping in mind the rules that I actually laid out. Okay? You got this. Email me with questions.